Thank you for your patience. We will start our session. Sir, please.
Good morning, all of you. So, respected Principal Dr. Deepa Varghese and other colleagues, dignitaries, students. So, today we have a session on integrating co-learners in inclusive education. Have you heard the term co-learners? Who heard that? Co-learners? Any idea, co-learners? Co-learners means learning together. Learning together. So what is the role of teachers nowadays? Role of teachers? Role of teachers nowadays? Mentor? Guide, then. Any other? Yes, what is the role? So previously we know that the role of teachers, like Guru was there, Guru, then we have teacher, facilitator, mentor, scaffolder. Then what is the, in digital century, what is the main role of the teacher? Co-learner. Okay. So co-learner means there is no difference, teachers and students. All are learning together. All are learning together. So today we will discuss about what's the role of co-learners in inclusive education. Then before coming to the role of co-learners, so what is the status of inclusive education today? What is the status or the quality of inclusive education? What do you mean by inclusive education? What's that? Yes. Inclusive education, students learn together. Which are the students? Gifted students are there. Gifted students. Backward students. Differently abled students. Physical handicap, tribals. Migrants, migratory laborers, transgenders, single parent child, refugees, orphan. Then any other category? Learning disability students. Any other categories? Any other categories? Having physical disability. Okay. So these are the categories of students which comes under inclusive education. Then this is the definition by UN. So inclusive education refers educational practice based on philosophical belief that all learners, those with disabilities, those without have right to be educated together in age appropriate class groups. But you just think that whether inclusive education happens in India, do you think that you are also studying in schools, you also went for internship, whether inclusive education happens in schools, some schools.
ഇന്നലെ പേപ്പർ പ്രസൻറ്റ് ചെയ്യാൻ ഒരു സ്കൂളിൽ ഇത് ഓക്കെ yesterday a teacher presented a paper on the subject where she is taking internship, and she found out many children teaching normal further, and opportunities are there, but less infrastructure and facilities are few.
Any other reflection? Okay. So the first thing, especially in India, we are not that much focusing on inclusive education. But in some states, we can see that resource room there. You know about resource room? Resource room. Resource room means in some school, like in Goa and even in Chhattisgarh, they have a resource classroom is there, where inclusive education teachers are appointed for helping regular teachers. Those teachers are called para-educators. You know that para-educators, in foreign countries they are called para-educators. So regular teacher will be there, regular teacher will be assisted by resource teacher or para-educator. For example, some students, for example, we can take one example from mathematics. So regular teacher is teaching mathematics, the basic mathematical operations. So some students usually face, what's the issue? Like dyscalculia is there. What is dyscalculia? It's a learning disability. Or what? Numbers, calculation. All students are now dyscalculia. Okay, so many of them doesn't know how to calculate 1 plus 1, basic operations, because of after learning crisis in COVID. That is why many states in National Achievement Survey, poor performance in mathematics. So similarly, dyscalculia will be there. So this issue can be solved in a classroom. As a teacher, regular teacher is there. Regular teacher is assisted by resource teacher or para-educator, or otherwise we call it key teacher. Key in you. They are calling para-educators. So helping for addition and other practical calculation. So the difficulty is solved. Otherwise, what happens case of a regular teacher, because he is busy with the finishing of lessons, so very difficult to, even we get only 40 or 45 minutes in classroom. So very difficult to rectify the mistakes of the students. So gifted students are there. So when I have been teaching here long back, so we have 2 students in BA class. Like one student is Salman, he is blind, 100% blind. Then another one is Adira, he is hyperactive disorder. Okay. So what is the nature of Adira? She is usually carrying an umbrella, attack the teacher. When teacher comes, she always in front bench and attack like that. Okay. Sometimes remove the saris, shawl. Okay. So this is the nature of the student. He is a BA first year student, BA English and literature. Then similarly, what about Salman? Sorry. So, can we rectify the problem? Adira, can you suggest some measurements? Her behavior is like that.
Hello?
Okay, always carrying, sometimes throw the pens towards the teacher, attacking by umbrella, sometimes take the dress. Okay, so how can we rectify? Any suggestions? Any suggestions?
Any suggestions? How can we rectify? You also face similar situations. Okay. Now everyone has lot of issues in classroom. Suppose this type of student is there, how can we rectify? Some practical suggestions. Yes. Entertain. Her suggestion is that we can entertain by using ICT, computer assisted teaching learning. Any other? Yes. Any other suggestions? Now you know that in 21st century teaching is very difficult. Okay. So what I have given? I have given some short presentation. Okay. She is actually literature students. So we have given short presentation. Then allow her to present national and international conferences. So slowly what happened? She changed the mind because her span of attention mainly concentrating on presentation like that. Slowly now she did completed PhD also, cleared NET also. In MA also she joined the same college. She cleared NET also, UGC NET with JRF. So slowly we can change that. But only thing is that the constant motivation and encouragement of teachers and affection is also there, affection and love. Usually in classroom when I began with the presentation, I asked, all of them told about gifted children. Isn't it? You are always focusing on what? Gifted children, not these type of students. Okay. You speak about advanced learners, gifted children, then why don't you say about these type of kids? So these are very important. Then another, even Salman also we have given, so we taught by using e-braille script. Okay, now e-braille is available, then voice recorder, so every time he is connected. He is also doing PhD, cleared UGC NET with JRF. So similarly, every time we can change the pattern. Another student, when we are teaching in high school, his name is Alan. He is also like that. When a student stand for saying an answer, he used the compass. Like that, very difficult to manage. And he is also now doing like MBA like that. Okay. So only through constant motivation we can change. He participated National Olympiad. National Olympiad is there and International English Language Olympiad in Jakarta. So the first thing as a teacher, what is your duty? You have to encourage all the learners. Like some students with Picard disorder is there. What is Picard disorder? Eating anything from soil, sometimes the parts of the chappal, sandal. Then obsessive compulsion disorder. What is that? Obsessive compulsion. One student, James, his name, what he is doing, every 5 minutes he is washing hands. Every 5 minutes. But he is BSc physics student, okay. But constant training in language, then virtual lab, he changed like that. So now he is doing MSc robotics. So what are the techniques we can use that? We should be divergent thinker, okay. So that's why we have to include all the students, obsessive compulsion disorder, attention deficit disorder. Then I remember one my student Silpa, she is suicide maniac, okay. If we scold her, she will tell today I will do suicide. She is mood disorder as well as suicide mentality. So these are the problems which now she is a teacher, okay. So she finished BA, then now completed DLED like in Kollam. Now she is working as a teacher. So these are some of the problems which every day we are facing. So do you think that all the students are normal kids in your classroom? No. So you think that, oh, teaching is a good profession, 2 days we have holiday, okay. But generally it is very difficult profession. In some countries, we have a project in Cameroon, so where every month most of the students are disabled kids. So they have a fashion show also, fashion event. So they are very happy, and most of them possess like, you know about Turner syndrome. They are very dwarf, okay, most of them are very dwarf, and they arranged a fashion show also every month, and even some food exhibition. So all will prepare similar things. Otherwise what happens, the dropout rates are increasing. So dropout rates are increasing because of lack of emotional attachment with the kids. So according to UNESCO, there are lot of skills they are telling. So most important skill as a co-learner we have to cultivate is emotional proximity. What is emotional proximity? Emotional proximity, what's that? Emotional attachment between student and teacher. That is called emotional proximity. Then as a co-learner, you are a co-learner, which means there is no difference between teacher and student. All are equal. Then another quality which you have to inculcate among students is, what's that? Which are the different types of intelligence? Emotional intelligence is there. Emotional intelligence. Then next one, multiple intelligence also there. Spiritual intelligence is there. Then another one, what's that? You know about different types of intelligence? Okay. So what you have to do is that you have to identify what type of intelligence the students possess. Then channelize the knowledge. And another thing is that nowadays in Goa what we are doing, Deepavali days or Christmas days, we have many inclusive schools are there, okay, attachment with college and universities. So they are making Christmas stars, and even holy time they prepare the holy powder, and those children with disabilities they will sell in the market. So we get some, what's that, earnings also get. So another thing, as a teacher, as a co-learner, what you have to do that, you have to prove the employability of the kids. So one girl is there, he is completely paralyzed, the left. So she is preparing the holy powder, and we sell 60 rupees per packet. So he is also get what, some type of earning. She forget the disability. Okay. So these are the things we can do that. Even in Kerala, what we have done, we have many migrants are there. So I am from Aluva, nearby Perumbavoor. So we have lot of migrants from Assam, eight states. So we conducted a survey in 2017 with our psychology students, and most of the migrants not educated because they have poverty is there in those northeastern states or northern India. So we decided to implement a simple project to teach basic Malayalam literacy. Okay, in tie-up with the Perumbavoor Institute. So our MA and MSc psychology students and even from some B.Ed students nearby college, we visited their settlements, start teaching Malayalam literacy. So slowly what happened? It is a part of cultural revolution. That is also part of inclusive education. So migrants are also part of what? Inclusive education. Nowadays, the migrants are also comes under the single umbrella of inclusive education. Now we are doing in Mumbai and Kolkata and even in Bangalore, we started a simple project with the students, basic English literacy. Basic English literacy. So we tie up with one Angel Foundation in Mumbai. So we start teaching basic English literacy skills. So migrants will get idea how to fill a bank form, postal account form. So many of them didn't get the chance. They never seen the school. Okay. So as a teacher, as a student, besides concentrating in schools, you have to work with the community. So in inclusive education, which are the three elements? Community is there, parents are there, then teachers. So that is the three way of the education. So nowadays everything is changing. What we need? We should link with the community. Okay. So rather than conducting seminar, suppose we do a simple project with the migrants or any other community, it should be very happy. Okay. So we have some 4 students, we discussed this project, then we submitted to the government. So we got grant from National Literacy Mission. Every student will get 25,000 for teaching. So they also get honorarium, certificate from Government of India. They get an exposure. So these are some of the things. As a co-learner you can do that. Teaching is very easy. But what is the need of to change them? Because most of the parents, most of these students, they are sitting in home. They are not coming out because of their disability or sometimes because of their identity, isolation. So always we are focusing on gifted children or talented children. So we are focusing on these things. So that's why everyone is the part of education. Then another thing is that to work collaboratively. So nowadays what is the important point? So we have seen about, about quotient, intelligence quotient, intelligence quotient is there, spiritual quotient is there. Then what is the another one? Emotional quotient is there. What is the new one? As a co-learner you have to give. Now augmented quotient also there. So that means we have to face the life. Suppose you completed B.Ed. You got an appointment in Manipur, Jammu Kashmir. Will you go there? You go there. Sometimes some attack will be there. So that's why we have to face the situation. Okay. So that is the 4th question which you have to include in the students. So everything should be collaborative and flexible manner. What type of strategies, evaluation strategies we are using? Flexible. You know about UDL, Universal Design of Learning. UDL is there. UDL means Universal Design of Learning. So that is the strategy which we are using for inclusive education. So these are some of the points which you have to remember. This is just an introduction. Then these are some of the 4 questions which we have to remember. So the first one, as you are planning any lesson for pupils, ask yourself, what are the essential knowledge, skills or understanding you want all students to get from the lesson? So usually we are planning, for example, suppose you know about, today we are following NCF, National Curriculum Framework. So in 2024 it will come. For example, any mathematics teachers here, mathematics students, option mathematics, not asking any question, just raise here. Okay. So how can we link in National Curriculum Framework, suppose inclusive education or special education students are there, difficulties. How can we link? They are learning centimeter, meter, it is there, meter, centimeter, even in physics also. How can we link with the community? After learning centimeter and meter, you know how to measure the length of dress. You know that? But many students don't know how to measure meter and centimeter after learning from 7th standard onwards, or in CBSE it starts from 5th standards. So now in inclusive education classroom, you link with community. For example, after 10th, those students with disability, they can join as a sales girl or a sales boy or in a textile firm. So they can use their knowledge for their livelihood. So that's why this is the way for empowering the person with disabilities. So any concept, whether it is in mathematics, social science or English, you should link with real life. So that is the only way for empowering the person with disabilities. Then, so whenever you prepare the lesson plan, you think about how it will be beneficial for society or daily life or for job purpose. Any other example from your syllabus? Any other social science, any example?